Greetings, homies. Today we're going to talk about El Nino. El Nino is the Southern Oscillation, the El Nino Southern Oscillation, and it's called that because it takes place down here in the Southern Pacific. Okay, so that's a good thing to know. It was first encountered, or was first recognized in the 1600s by fisher folk in Ecuador and Peru, right over here. Ecuador and Peru, right there, when they noticed there was a change in the availability of fish in December. And the El Nino came from that, the Christ child, because it was in December that they first noticed it. All right. And so typically what happens in this region is you have trade winds blowing this way, and they blow this warm water to the west toward Asia, and that leads to rainy weather over here. And what it does in this region is it creates upwelling where the water on the bottom that's nutrient rich moves up the continental shelf to the surface. And this provides food for fish and plankton and other critters, which leads to really rich fishing on this part of the world. And so, as you might imagine, a large part of Ecuador and Peru's economy has historically been around fishing. So that's the normal pattern. So when we get an El Nino event, these winds that were flowing east to west weaken, and it actually goes, they come in, or they can actually change direction and come back this way. So if they come back this way, now they're pushing warm water up against the continent, and this prevents upwelling, which causes which reduces the availability of fish. And what this does in the United States is it causes increased rain in the southern states down here. And it causes a warmer, drier air up here. So this is warmer, drier air. Okay. This down here is going to be wet. So this is during an El Nino event. Okay. Now, from time to time, and this is very irregular in terms of its frequency, and when they do occur, El Nino can go from 9 months to a year to even longer. But sometimes what happens is the trade winds actually intensify and become even stronger than normal. And so when that happens, they're pushing really strongly to the west. And this is called La Nina. And during a La Nina, the eastern Pacific fills with cold water. So we get cold water all in here. Okay. And what this does then is it causes a drought here in the southern United States. We get drought conditions. Let's see. And then you get lower temperatures up here in the north. So it gets cooler here. And primarily this occurs because this cold air mass pushes the jet stream, which it pushes it further north. So it causes this area in here to be super dry during a La Nina. And that's pretty much a simple presentation of the El Nino Southern Oscillation, going from typical trade winds to El Nino with a switch, and then switch back with La Nina. So hopefully that helps. And yeah, that's all I got for you.